Hi guys, this is Basilia and welcome to my channel. I'm super excited to be doing this because I'm featuring my husband. As you guys know, I've partnered with him to be the OG relocation expert because he's been to 40 countries. He's the one responsible for all the countries I've been to. So guys, introducing Mr. R.
Namaste.
So guys, we're making this video because I usually get tons of messages from people asking me which country is right for them, you know, and I feel like there's a real need for people to be able to choose the right country for them. And like I mentioned in my previous video, I will be sharing in this video how to choose the right country for you. So make sure you stick around until the end. So let's dive right in. What are the things that people need to look out for when they're trying to relocate so they can choose the right country for them?
Well, there are 5 things you want to keep in mind. The first one being income and job. Can you actually transfer your job from your country of origin, being Nigeria, to your new destination? Can you transfer your business activity, if you have your own business, to that new destination? Can you remotely manage your business? Probably not. The way I know things, in especially in Nigeria, it's difficult to manage remotely. Or are you maybe capable of taking your service and putting it online, breaking into a completely new market? Instead of serving Nigerian customers, can you maybe serve American customers, UK customers online? Can you provide a service using some of the talents, some of the skills that you learned along the way on Fiverr, on Upwork, and basically become independent of location for your income? Obviously, on top of that, the advantage would be a currency-related advantage. It means you're no longer earning in Naira, you're now earning in dollars, in euros, whatever it is, right? The next one would be your dependence. Ideally,
that's super important because a lot of people don't realize how much having dependents impacts their relocation. They just believe that, oh, I can just decide and then the rest of my family can just hop on, but it affects the family differently. So what is it with dependents that people need to look out for when choosing a place?
So we already helped a few people leave Nigeria and move to greener pastures. And some cases just didn't work out. We worked on the case, we discussed, do you want to move here, do you want to move there? And before you know it, oh, by the way, I have more than just one kid. I also have like the kid has a half sibling, and by the way, no, I don't think my husband can actually do what I said he can do. I think he's kind of set on working in Lagos. No, that's not going to work. So the best situation you can have is relocating by yourself, and anything on top of that is a liability. Okay, so if you have a partner, if it's your boyfriend, if it's your girlfriend, your husband, your wife,
children,
that's already a whole nother story. If you have children, depending on the age, it could be a real problem,
Yeah, especially because you have to think about what your partner is going to do abroad, what your kids are going to do abroad. Because let's say your kids are maybe at the age between 5 and 10 or so, and they still have to go to like primary school. Then you have to think of the schools they're going to go to. Then you have to think of the job your husband is going to do abroad. You know, all these things impact the country that you choose.
And I'd say specifically in the husband-wife dynamics, the husband is usually the more problematic one. Okay.
Why?
This is just something I observed all over the world. It's not specific to Nigerian culture. Husbands are often the providers. Okay. And they're more embedded in society and in their workplace.
That's mostly women, no? Because women have their friends, their parents, their, you know, their own thing going on.
It's everybody has difficulties, but it's more difficult from my experience for the men to relocate, to start a completely new career. Often they're also not viewed as equals in their new environment. For example, in the early 90s, many Russians came to Israel. In Russia, I was chemist. I was nuclear scientist. Now I'm guard at school. I open close gate. So you really see the depression in their faces. It's not so easy. Not impossible either, right? But you want to keep these things in mind. Ideally you want to relocate by yourself. That's the ideal.
Yeah, but if someone's married, then they want to relocate with their family as well, you know. Although, yes, the best is if you're alone, you're single, you know, that's the best. You're single, you have no kids, you have no attachment to anyone. But of course, families as well want to relocate. But then, yeah, that's why it's important to keep all these things in mind. So you know that, okay, is it even possible for me? And like I mentioned in my previous video, there's things to do if you realize that you cannot relocate based on these things, and you can watch the video in the tag up there right now.
All I'm saying is you want to have a serious conversation about it with your family.
Exactly. So like, what's the third thing that people need to keep in mind to help them choose the right country for them?
So the next point would be prices. Okay.
Oof, some people like to avoid this. Some people like to be in denial about this.
Let's talk about prices for a moment, yeah? Hey, you, don't hide. We want to talk about prices.
Exactly.
So prices is a big deal when choosing a country. Everybody knows how to come and say, I want to move to Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, me too. I want to move to Canada.
I'm moving to Canada. I'm moving to Manhattan. Yeah.
Ooh.
Let me look up to the buildings. They're, oh, look how tall they are. No. Okay. I've been to Manhattan. Try taking a hotel room in Manhattan for one night. Yeah. See if there's anything left in your pocket. Yeah, check the other one too because it's empty. So the point being, you want to choose a country that has a price level or a price index level that's similar to what you already know, or that is somehow relatable to your income levels. Say you're making $500 a month, okay? You're now moving to a country where just the rent will be $900. How are you gonna live? Yeah. And the typical approach of, I'll figure it out.
Oh, God will provide.
God will provide, bruv. No, God will not provide. God will send you back to Nigeria. Okay? Because look, if you don't take care of yourself, no one's going to take care of you.
Exactly. And I feel like people need to be realistic, okay? Like, relocation is not what you just wake up and you just do it. You know, you must have the money to do it. If it was that easy, everyone would relocate, right? So I feel like pricing is super important when choosing a country, because you don't want to pick a country that you cannot afford. Cost of living is way, way too high for your money that you're earning, you know? These things need to be put into consideration.
So you probably want to do the math before you embark on this journey. You want to narrow it down using the price index, saying, okay, these countries are a bit too expensive, and if I really want to do a relocation move to a country like that, what do I actually need to improve, or what do I need to change in order to be able to afford this kind of price index? Okay, otherwise just pick something more affordable in the medium range, or maybe even at the low end. Some countries are even cheaper than Nigeria, or at least certain cities in Nigeria, to be specific, and provide a better quality of life, more safety, etc., etc. So keep that in mind. Yeah, it's not just Canada, Germany, Sweden, Australia.
Like I get in my DMs every time.
Good luck. Yeah, you see me in Sweden, I'm not in Sweden. Okay.
Okay, so moving on. So what is the fourth factor that people need to consider, like when they want to choose the right country for them?
Well, the fourth one is actually quite a simple one. Most people know this one very quickly. It's the environment you want to be in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very, very important.
For example, you just lived 5 years in Abuja or in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, whatever it is, and you're tired of diesel engines smoking up your neighborhood. You're tired
There's no diesel engines in Nigeria. It's mostly gasoline cars.
It's mostly gasoline cars, and it depends on which.
We're too used to Montenegro.
It depends on which giant truck, with a broken exhaust just passed by your road.
Or no wheels. I've seen it on Instagram.
No wheels,
Trucks with no wheels.
Yeah, so in Kano, for example, you don't have that. They don't allow trucks into the city. But in some places, you might be tired of the pollution. If you have a generator next to you, yeah. If your neighbor is shouting at 3 o'clock in the morning, die, die, whatever you're tired of, you need to know what kind of environment you want to be in. So, for example, I'm a village boy, okay? I grew up in smaller towns, smaller villages, and that's what I'm used to. I don't like big cities, a lot of noise, a lot of nonsense going on, a lot of competition over every square meter and every resource. I like a smaller town. So even if I choose the capital city of a country, I'll probably prefer if it is medium density, not very high density. And someone else might say, no, I came from a small town in Nigeria and I really want to experience the big city. I really want to see how it's done. So now if you're moving to a country where the capital city or the biggest city is just a big town, well, that's not the country for you. You want to move to a country that really has a city with above a million residents that can even offer that to you. So this is what you need to know, and I'm sure you'll know that quite quickly if you think about it 1 to 5 minutes.
Yes, and I feel like environment too also has to do with weather. What kind of weather do you want to deal with? Do you want to deal with snow or weather like in the tropics, like in Nigeria? Or, you have to put all these things into consideration so you know the sort of countries short list that you can make. And this brings us to the fifth thing to consider to help you choose the right country for you, which is
ta-da! It's how difficult is it to get a visa?
Exactly. I feel like this is supposed to even be number one in that sense because it's super, super important. Because yes, you can say, oh, I want to go to Canada, but then what if it's extra difficult for you to get the visa? So I feel like ease of visa is really important.
Is key because, if you're going to tell us, look, I've traveled everywhere. I've been to UAE. I've been to UK 5 times. I've been to...
Nigerians like to do that.
Yeah, I've been to the US. Look, I have a US visa right here. Okay, so that's easy now to come and say, oh, let me get a visa to Vietnam. Well, duh, you're going to get it.
Exactly.
Right? Because everybody sees, well, you have a Schengen visa in there, you have a UK visa, you have all these countries listed up. You're probably reliable in terms of immigration.
Yeah.
You're going to return to your home country from their point of view. You got your proof of funds, right? Because if you travel this many times, you probably are a high earner, or you have access to funds for whatever reason. So if you're not, what happens then? Yeah, if you're like, I don't even have a passport. Right, and that's more common than one thinks. Yeah, I don't even have a passport, or I have a passport and it's empty, or oh look, I have a Ghana stamp. Yeah, wow, you have a Ghana stamp. Oh, that's gonna get you really far.
Not hating on those things, but these are the factors that come into play.
It's no hate involved. It's just reality. That's how other countries view you, because Ghana is in ECOWAS. Okay, you didn't get too far. You didn't leave the European Union of West Africa. So it's not impossible to relocate to another country. It just makes it more difficult. The choice is more narrow, and your chances for certain countries slimmer. Not impossible at all, especially if the proof of funds is right, especially if a few other factors are right, that we can discuss. But it's a different ballpark. Yeah, you got to keep that in mind, and don't underestimate that.
Exactly. So just to recap, guys, to help you choose the right country for you, you have to consider your income. Can you transfer your source of income from where you are to where you're going? For example, if you're working online, then clearly you can take it with you. Do you have dependents? Number 2. Number 3, what is the price of living where you want to go to? Number 4 is your environment. You have to pick it correctly. And number 5 is ease of visa, guys. So you bring all these factors together and you use this as a yardstick to choose the countries that are right for you. So in a more practical sense, I would say, how should someone use all these factors to choose countries from around the world, to make a short list? Should they go to each continent and say, okay, which ones am I interested in, or the cheapest countries in this continent, and then choose certain zones or something? How can they make it simpler in a more practical sense?
Yeah, you have to basically make some sort of average, if you want to call it that way. Of course, there's always something you don't know before you go. That's why there is more research involved. Reading blogs,
tons and tons of research.
reading what others are saying about their experience. And there's always some other factor we didn't discuss now, but I'd say these are probably the main key factors that are make or break.
Yes, and you have to use these factors to sort of make a short list of countries that interest you. You know, make tons and tons and tons of research because it's super, super important. And if you feel like, man, I cannot do this research myself, this is why we offer the relocation consultation. You know, you can call him. He's in charge of that now. Yay, I'm no longer doing that. So yeah, you can call him and have this consultation with him and discuss your needs. You know, you will complete the questionnaire and then discussing the things that you're looking for and what you want, and he would help you find it because he's like a master researcher and he understands these things better. So guys, this brings us to the end of the video. So I hope you now understand the factors to look into to help you choose the right country to relocate to. And thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe. If you have questions, leave a comment below. And that's the end of the video. 3, 2, 1. Namaste. Take care, guys. Until next time. Bye.